It's story time. Today we are picking up. Oh, that's some drop frames. Let me just check those. Doing a thing in the background. Today we are picking up Wright. Like, ridiculous amount of time after we last played it. So, 2019. No, 2020. Hang on. Yeah, 2020. At the beginning of 2020. Ignore that one. That was me getting one tiny achievement for a something or other. But yeah. But I am wondering if I can pick up the chapter. Aha! Good. Just want to restart from the beginning because 2.5 years since I last played this, there's no way in hell I'm going to remember what happened at the beginning of this episode. We last played this on Mixer. That's how long ago it was. Oi there! Police mascot. Hi, Mr. Corners. Time for the host. Okay. It's been 2 months since I left the office. Okay. Yeah, I had this on my 3DS. I remember playing it when I was in Kilburn, which was 9, 10, 12 years ago, maybe. Between 10 and 12 years ago. So, 2010. I like devoured. I would stay up just playing these. And I really enjoyed the trilogy. But yeah, I played the first 4 episodes. Huh. Yeah, ignore that one. I played the first 4 episodes of the first game back 2019. And then again in 2020. So now we're picking up to clear episode 5. And I believe there are a couple of... Okay, so we're going to make sure we comment on the... Thank you for the host code. The step ladders and the ladders. Oh, that's it. We have to check out every lunchbox. That's what we have to do in this episode. It's been 2 months. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but I took none. That is, until the day that girl showed up. I feel like it's a little bit loud. Let me just check. The lunchbox achievement, yes. Feb 22nd, 10:02, Wright and Co. law officers. I'm still saying I've got a fair bit of drop frames. Let me have a quick... Gotta catch up from when it dropped a bunch at the beginning. We should be good. Why do I come to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally! Where have you been? Sister's trial is tomorrow? Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. She died in episode 1. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. You're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? God, I forgot that. Episode 2? What? That is correct. No, because, yeah, that we were training in the first one, and then she gets murdered in 2. You are correct. It's been a while since I played these. It was at the beginning of the game. Yeah, I think the first one was really short. Where exactly? Yes, because Mia got accused in the first one, didn't she? That's it. And then she gets bashed over the head in the second one. I mean, this game's been out for forever, so it's not really a spoiler. I mean, it is a spoiler, but, you know. Whatever. Emma is cool. But yeah, this will finish off the first game. I can finish off this, and I'm hoping to get through it today. I think that's reasonable. I have an itchy spot on my head anyway. When was the Edgeworth one? That was the last one. That's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney? Oh, case 5 is long. Well, we get half of it done. We'll finish it off on Tuesday. Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. But please, you have to help. It's my sister. The remastered drawings look different from the originals. Aha! Finally caught up with my dropped frames. We're all good now. Maya. I always said Maya, I think. B? Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator. I mean, fair enough, we already got like an hour into this case. Or an hour and a half into this case. But as I said, I did it like 2.5 years ago. So trying to just pick up there just seemed like a really silly thing to do. So restarting the case. Yeah. Seemed like a better idea. Hi, Leaky. Scientific investigator. Okay. Talk. Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy, or maybe just young. Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, I see. Wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to forensics in 3 more years. My work is becoming quite well known, at my age no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you call me an 11th grade? But I'm ready to do my job, at my age, no less. Great, another future professional in training. So what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So it's the murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness? Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right, I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but that's interesting. How would she know Mia? So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigation should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah, sure. Can't falter for a lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention centre and talk to her sister. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below me in school, so they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I've ever needed a defence attorney. And, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Move! Fed Bay, 22nd, detention centre, visitor's room. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. God, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, Mum. It's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want to raise this yet? Understood, Mum. What was that all about? Hi. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing. Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry? What exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Skye. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? Two sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana? I mean, they're just like... Mia and Maya. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There's something you should know from the start, which is the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? The suspect is me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st, 5:15 p.m. Jesus Christ, the trial's quick, if it only took place yesterday. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. The witness clearly saw me committing the crime. No, that was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's trunk? Classy. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Well, that's just great. So who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. Detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What? What, Mr. Wright? What does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. So you're the chief prosecutor? That is correct. I am responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I'd think you'd recognise the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident when I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. What? I'm supposed to defend this. And to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? Hang on. Okay, options. Ah. Let's have a bit more background music. Turn down there. Here we go, that's better. Save. So that's just... Yeah, so we were still in day 1 before, so let's just overwrite this because we're going to restart that one as well. Yeah, so we... yeah, okay, so this could take a little while. A few years above her. Emma told you that too, did she? What? I did try to wave here from his office. Though it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey! It was in law school. I was in my 3rd year and she was older in the class. She was different than the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. I mean, it could be romantically attracted, why not? I was the best there was. I'm doing pretty good in school too, by the way. Sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright. Excuse me? As you can plainly see, I'm admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you could take this case. Why are you, though? But Lana! Why are you doing this to me? Never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana, I know. So, how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Mr. Wright? Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed, after all. Case is over. Right. I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Also, it's Sunday afternoon again. How did that happen? I don't understand. How it is Sunday afternoon again already? Stupid short weekends. Also, I have a drink that is very, very pink. As I went for a walk, and I saw this. And it is peach berry Tango. So it's peach and raspberry and orange. And it is like Pepto-Bismol pink. But it tastes good. The most I can just taste fizz at the moment. But it's sugar-free, so it's good for me, right? It amused me enough, and I figured it's hydration. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes, but something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. Yes, it's basically, it reminds me of Daisy. It's Daisy drink. It's very, very, very pink. It's probably going to stain my tongue pink. I can't see my tongue. It amuses me. Pink drink. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here, and I'm going to find out what. Sorry, Mr. Wright. About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she... well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. There's a ladder! Prosecutor's up. Underground parking. So this is a lot where it all happened. They're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work! Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they are going to be my co-workers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. Trying not to stand out too much here, see? Hey there. Are you expecting to go unnoticed here, partner? Hang on, is this... what's his face? Gumshoe. Partner? Oh no, it's the cowboy guy. What do we have here? Looks like a Bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. I'm gonna do a very, very bad pretend. I'm trying to do an American accent. Yeah, but anyway. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall! Oh yeah. Marshall? It's more like a sheriff to me. Yeah, I just remembered. Looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You wanna? What's this guy talking about? You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambina. Was that, hombre a friend of yours? Kind of, sort of, yeah. He's a detective. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems? Examine. Aha! A ladder. That's a step ladder. What's the difference? In scientific terms, please. Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. All seems so horribly familiar somehow. It's very important to check the ladders. Because there's a whole theme throughout the entire game of arguments about ladders versus step ladders. That one is most definitely a step ladder because it is 2 ladders attached together. What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Wallet hastily stuffed into pocket. I'm called to duty already, and at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way, her eyes are sparkling. You can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay, now look at the court record. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now let's start examining from every angle. Oh look, I think there might be a clue here. You should check it out with the press of the A button. Aha! It's Sergeant Bruce Goodman! This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID 5842189. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I mean, it opened a wallet. I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. If we got a fingerprint powder, then yeah, sure. Goodman's ID. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I gotta be on my toes from now on. A door, this must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open a mysterious lock. I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? It's a door. Stylish glass-walled room, very nice. You see the whole parking lot from it there. It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe. Huh? Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it. Let's check it out later. Motion control? Yeah, I mean, I know there's like the fingerprint powdery stuff. I remember playing it. I know it said it was like 10, 12 years ago, but I still remember playing it. I also remember all of the sandwich boxes. And who did it. So, you know. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that translates to Xbox controls, because it's used to it before it was touch control. So, yeah. I hate to break it to you, but I think that's probably just security guard office. You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day. Too bad they don't have a test for common sense. The car that leaves the lot there on the ground. Yeah, what are you talking about? It's plenty an exit. Maybe it's both? Dual purpose? Theory of relativity. What? I've got to write this down. Uh-huh. Hey, Mr. Wright. Maybe you know, was it Mr. Relativity German or was he British? Mr. Relativity? Are you sure that was his name? Oh my god! I'm stuck on the menu! Look, it won't go across past the menu! This wall is on our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade, hiding the truth. There's no wall but a water tank! I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. Well, the drum looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy! I can't even budge it. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, you know, I'll hide in here and do a stakeout. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. But I'm suspicious. You made us steal evidence, though I suppose we are a grown person, so you know. Here, fine, let's see if it works. Don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears! No, my ears! Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? Hey, what? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. Interesting. The phone's broken. Okay, slide. And swing. Oh, it's the Continental Drift! Anyone who knows what the Continental Drift dance? High five. Time to waste, let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. Oh, please stop shaving your face. It's gross. Sheriff, like I said before, this here's our claim. You'd best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Ah, scary. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, 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 the little filly's got a good nose on her. Wanna know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle, huh? Please? No problem, partner. About time for victuals anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. Might just find you a cerveza you like. Prospector's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Note to self. Look up victuals, saloon, cerveza. Well, cerveza is a beer. Saloon is a bar, and victuals is food. There we go, don't have to look it up. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. I know, but I also want to slide. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great. Great, maybe there's some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Please check it out. Okay, I don't know who this is, so excuse me. You two all set? Us? Oh. Crystal! What's this? She couldn't be. You're selling lunches here? This is a crime scene. Hello, half an hour was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming? Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passers-by. Are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as a cough-up queen are over. Cough-up? Huh? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. Connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder. The stabbing of that detective. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Please, cough-up queen, tell us what happened. The name's Angel. Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, Mom. Yep, she means it. Okay. Alright, examine. We can't slide anymore. Okay. Then talk. The case. Somehow I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny? Was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. It's a prosecutor's office. Evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for king of prosecutors. What a farce. So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutor convention yesterday? I was almost compelled to lace our lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? I didn't agree. Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. Ew. The most heinous of all evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday, it was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. So what exactly was it you witnessed, Star? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so... A knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties to this world being crudely cut still rings in my ears. and the rhythmic beat of Lana Sky's night. Wait a second, do you know Lana Sky? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Could we ask a bit about yourself, mister? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No? Only true connoisseurs can understand. Ew, the kind you can only tell someone who's tried General Tso's Trilobite lunch set. Never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of a Trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass wall booth. I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Star, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Not. Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Star? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kinda like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Star was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking cook-up queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Okay. About this card. Lunchtime vendors only accept cash, no cards, especially when the card belongs to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card, it's an ID card, it belongs to a detective. And you're showing this to me, the lunch lady, why? That's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. Why do I always feel like I'm being mocked? Because you are, sweetie. Defense attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchland's Pickle Supreme lunchbox? Yuck. Wow, it's really crunchy. A box of pickles. Kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. Unless you really like pickles. Cool. Well, we have to get her to show her all the lunchboxes. So we've seen 4. We had the half and half. The crunchy one. The trilobite. And then the pickles. So there we are. Alright, okay. I don't think there's anything else to examine here. Move. High Prosecutor's Office. February 22nd. High Prosecutor's Office. Oh no! Edgy poo! Oh, yeah. So, was also the samurai one. So there was the one where Mia was accused. I forget what. The one where Mia was murdered. There was the samurai one, and then there was the one where Edgeworth was accused of murdering someone. And then there's this one. Those are the 5 cases. They may or may not be in the exact right order, but this is Edgeworth's office. You know how I know? Because that over there is his jackety thing. Okay, I got a wibbly thing going on with my leg. Awesome. This is the kind of room that just screams I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. Thanks. Look, there's a trophy or something here. Trophy? What, that shield? It takes nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office is this, it must be a real stuck-up jerk. I mean, honestly, they've got a plant pot that looks like their suit with a little ruffly thing going on. So, yeah. Phoenix Wright. You're never tired of prying into other people's businesses, do you? that voice? Hi, Edgeworth. A long time no see, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth! You know him from somewhere? Of course, I'm his biggest fan. My sister introduced us once and, Right, her sister is the chief prosecutor after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No! It was just Mr. Wright here. Hey, don't blame me. We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? A body was found in Miss Nitty Bright's red sports car in the parking lot. That would be my car. What of it? I'll say one thing, she certainly can scream. I'm going to examine first, because why not? I'm wondering, what the heck is this? It's a big K on it. Prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King? King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So that K, that's... K stands for King? Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors, kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. King of Prosecutors trophy added to the court record. So that's the King of Prosecutors shield, huh? Well done. Edgeworth, you must be proud to be the King of Prosecutors. Congratulations, King of Prosecutors. Please stop saying that. It still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of the shield broken off? Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket, right? I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty. Take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. See, he's got a frilly frilly. My, what an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead, Wendy. Wendy Oldbag, the security guard from the samurai one. Wendy, I've heard that name somewhere before. You know what? Can't remember anybody's names usually, but 10-plus-year-old game that I've played multiple times apparently vaguely rings bells. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. Wendy. Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? No. Wendy Oldbag. I don't think so. White desk is quite tidy as one might expect. This desk easy to use and go in the others. Gumshoe. Strange. Why did I just predict it? Gumshoe. Gotta take that name back as a souvenir. Don't sue you. Oh, cute. What a pretty tea set. Okay, more for the instant tea bags myself. Drawer below is full of packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavour. Look at this royal blend with an exquisitely sweet concoction. There's such a thing about it as taking it too far. Hey, chessboard. I'm not too up on my chest, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Those horses are mounted knights. Their speeds have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Reminds me of you. Edgeworth must be a beloved chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. It's nothing. Oh, case files? They're stacked into the ceiling. But he wasn't good with heights. He must have someone get for him. Gumshoe! Strange. What did I just... I must study this case report so closely. So cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. And that is a ladder, not a step ladder, and there's no commentary on it. Oh, couch. Comfy sofa. Appetite. Okay. I don't think I want to read out all of the item description stuff, because it's going to get a bit much. Okay, right. We will talk. Case. So the body was found in your car. Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, don't you think you did it? I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yes, sir. I'm Sky. Nice to meet you again. No, that didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Sky is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, hello! Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Feel free to lurk. Feel free to say hi. We are on case 5 of the first Ace Attorney, the first Phoenix Wright game called Ace Attorney. Hi. You've not missed too much. We're just setting up the case. Welcome in. I'm Jo. I'm a variety streamer. Not full time. I stream 4 times a week for a few hours. And I stream a variety of things. I like doing visual novels and point and clicks. Aha! Hello, Princess Tiny. Jade. Princess Jade. I shall probably go with Tiny then, because I'm not great with names and I won't necessarily connect as it's not in your name. But anyway, hello and welcome in. Welcome to my stream. Are you a Phoenix Wright fan? Be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumours. You've heard the rumours about me, haven't you? You've never seen this game before? Oh my gosh. Oh, it was out on Nintendo DS like 10, 12 plus years ago. And then they remastered it for Xbox, this Trilogy. It may also be on Steam. I can't remember. But yeah, there's like 6 or so games in the series, I think. And there's like a crossover with Professor Layton. I really want them to bring more of these out on the Xbox. However, sadly, there's not been any originally on the Game Boy. Fans. Okay, well, I never had one of those. I had a DS. And I bought them on the DS. And then I traded them in because I didn't see the point in playing them more than once. And then bought them back again because I wanted to play them more than once. And then I've got them on my phone. Whether or not they work or not still is another question. There's the Great Ace Attorney, which is I mean, there's also a manga. No, there's only this trilogy on Xbox. There's no other ones on Xbox. I know because I'm a big fan and have been stalking them to figure out. I've bought them all on my phone, so they're all on Apple, and I had them all on... I still have them all somewhere for my DS. Well, not all of them actually, no, because then they brought them out for the 3DS, which I don't own. So that's why I was buying them on my phone. But yeah. Yeah, they've literally just done this trilogy. There's loads more because there's the Apollo Justice as well. I'd really like them to bring more to the Xbox. I would buy them. But yeah. I have so many visual novel-y ones that I'm just sort of playing on stream because they take quite a while because of the reading and then me getting distracted. You know, there's loads of streams worth of stuff out of them. It's taken me 3 years to get to finish this one. But now it's back in rotation. It's probably going to be in my next week's streams, to be fair. Because I've only got 2 streams next week because I'm going away for the bank holiday. And I should be away for part of September. Which is annoying because I'm like, oh, you should do September! And proceeds to book holiday. I might do September and the parts of September that I'm actually streaming. But anyway, back to the game. You've heard the rumours about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumours about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. It was that crazy guy, wasn't it? However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go far. Some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's got to be a story behind that one. Chief Prosecutor Sky. Yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. My first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. Appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was a murder weapon? To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. A murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolbox. Traces of victim's blood, no prints. Edgeworth? What? Sure didn't do it? Come on, can't he take a joke? You have a strange sense of humour, Mr. Wright. Okay. Move. Underground parking lot. Can we present the knife? See if we get into it. Oh, present this. Should take a look at this. You! Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. You didn't even look at me. You must have to brew the leaves a long time to get the rich flavour like this. We pre-infused the leaves with steam before brewing. I forgot what my voice was already. I knew it, so that's a secret to their aroma. Exquisite. Everything I'm smelling here is wasted time. Okay, no. Same difference, right? Okay. Okay, right. Move. Detention center? No. Move. Law officers. Talk. Okay. Court record. Must be the victim's blood, right? If that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth? In the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. You kidding? I always pictures him as an outdoorsman. Oh, there's a scary thought. Check it out, there's a metal plate here. Looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. Guess he must be a foreigner. He was Edgeworth's mentor. Trade him. Yeah, that's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometimes. No, you wouldn't. She says that his name does have kind of a ring to it. Yabba-dub. Yabba-dub. It's my ID number. Back of the badge looks like. Who's still showing a safety pin? No, couldn't learn my badge. I mean, no fun, or, you know. Okay. There's always the, what tiny little thing have I missed? Day of work to receive that travesty. To go to the police department to receive that broken shield. Yes. The police station, you've been there. Where Detective Gumshoe works, yes. Doing something about your shield. Why is it broken? What's the matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his award, for better or worse. Yesterday was a very busy day to the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday. Excellent. Now we have the thing we missed. Day of the crime. Would you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day at the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transfer. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing, a ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Edgeworth's parking stub added to the court record. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15. The murder happened right after you got back. What, right? Appreciate it if you'd direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Oh my gosh! It's this guy! I've got his name. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm Edgeworth, what is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief. Sir, I've got your report. Sir! Report? What? What did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Skye? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Sky, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but, sir! I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you, sir. I wasn't aware of the particulars of your arrangement with us, sir. Give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right, Officer Meekins. Take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month. But, sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day they gave out brains and good luck. Yes, he's bandaged a little bit. Right. Yes, sir? God, you caught me off guard there. As you can see, I'm very busy. You may leave now. Let's see what he says, Mr. Wright. Victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask them all there. Thanks. He seems to have calmed down finally, at least. Okay. Move! Move! Squeeze me. Phew, you're finally here. But the police department's so far away from the prosecutor's office. Beats me. That took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. Police department? Have you ever been to criminal affairs next door? Hold on, what's that? Gumshoe's creation, I remember. Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? Oh wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Oh, he noticed me. You sure he's running over here fast? Gee, pal, what are you doing here? It's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why are you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I love you. I'm a very busy man, pal. There's one thing about that. The dancing blue badger? It's my masterpiece. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? She threw together some of the signs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the battery dies. Poor blue badger, fated to dance until he drops. I mean, they are called panda cars in some places. Crime fighting campaign. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. What? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. She's not telling the truth. Yeah, well, no. Come on, pal, there's plenty of evidence against her. If the evidence was great. Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's not this guy's sister. Whoa! The chief prosecutor's little sister. Let's investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing, really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? What do you mean this time? What happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, my sister's case and... That's true. We've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked, and people are being let into criminal affairs now. But I mean, didn't, like, Van What's-His-Face murder someone? He was the chief prosecutor, wasn't he? The lowest ranking guy in there is the chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you. I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the badger dance down pat. Is there anything else you could be doing? Our chief of the police himself is directing this investigation, pal. An officer marshal is assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer marshal? Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that marshal guy. Patrolman in charge of a crime scene as on hold off ball. Okay. Present. Detective. How? This is a detective ID card. You can't just keep that. You have to turn it into the police. There's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card locked. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Sounds familiar. Yeah, he's a dead guy, you doof. Ah, not my mistake. Together in criminal affairs. Whoa, now I remember. Bruce Goodman? Ha, he's the victim. That's what I thought. Tell us more, Detective Gumshoe. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? Why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Hi, Jesse! Objection! We haven't got that far yet. Apparently he's forgotten. We haven't got to the trial. We're doing the talky bits. Well, the trial is talky bits as well, but we can't object yet. I will let you know when we can object. But I was proud of Miss Edgeworth for winning that award, even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers must be because of the rumours. Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course someone else really did that. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. Car and the knife do seem a little too well organised to be a coincidence. Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? I have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. That's the detective. Okay, we're asking you about your thing. Okay. You show this to me every time we meet. I mean, I do. A real man show their police badge, enough said. She had a badge, even an ID card would be nice. Great. Speaking of ID cards, I found that detective's cards, didn't I? Yes, we already asked him about that though. Talk. Bruce Goodman. So this ID card belonged to the victim. He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transfer. A case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transfer. Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. That's hard to see this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called him out there to the parking lot. And Lana's confessing as much. He's in a tough spot. Again. All started with a murder about defense attorney Hammond. Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there's always been rumours about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumours. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering, they're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth's always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. That's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumour. People say the only reason he took this case was because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. I know the truth, pal. He wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is. What was the guy in the parking lot? Might be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall? Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? Chief Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there I wasn't sure. But pal, let me try and make things a little easier for you. Show nurse and I'll let you examine the crime scene, maybe? I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Besides, like, you're supposed to be there and I'll look you twice, pal. Aw, Edgeworth! Can I examine you? No, I can't. I know I can't. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Alright, looks like it's... sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. See you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here? Hello? Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in the criminal affairs too. What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. Stop shaving your fucking face! Excuse my French, but also that is so freaking annoying. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, found letters to me go right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. Maybe investigate? Gumshoe. Hey, that old cowdog? He holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, that says invitation. I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe better than a blood test. Guess I better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right, he's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a second. Is the crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settlers. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Oh God, are you just buzzwords? Okay, note to self. Police investigations are like settling along. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Gumshoe's letter of introduction, crumpled and discarded. I hope in the bin. Okay, let's talk to him first. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that part? Could you be a bit more specific? Bruce Goodman. You're a detective, right? Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. Smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Star. One stab to the chest, a fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. Ooh, excellent. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Death due to loss of blood, 1 knife wound. Well, already that's contradicting what Angel said, because she said she saw the knife rise multiple times. So pink. And I have a llama. I'm a straw. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prospector Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back, so there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why I didn't do much work with the Chief Prospector. My sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Yeah, it's this parking lot. So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offence, but Mr. Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? Calling me out? They'll shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoot detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason, we're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cowdog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, huh? Edgeworth. That cowdog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just, you don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out the investigation? Okay. Present some things. What's that? Some sort of police passport? Detective Goodman's ID card, strangely enough. Found a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance in this rat hole. If you want distance, get yourself to Texas. Ah, no worries, look away. Texas. This is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town with tiny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. There's no better way to study than hang out with the pros. Ah, toy shield. Shit suits the ball well. What exactly could a shield with that? Toy knight, maybe? Mr. Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of those. Let me guess. Did you have a K for King of Detectives on it? Hey, they could use the same shield over and over. Note to self, the prosecutor's office in criminal affairs is surprisingly cheap. You know it, that got cheaper with every passing year, I tell you. Alright, compadre, count to 3, huh? You've got to do that if you're going to draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas. Man, I never heard to visit Texas. 5:12 p.m. The prospector Brett's red steed came in at the trot real slow. A trot? My Madonna tells me the crime occurred 30 minutes later, but it seems the chief prospector was lying in wait. Maybe waiting for her prince to ride in on his bright red horse. What do you mean as the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along? Okay, 36 male. Between 4 and 5:30, cause of death, loss of blood from chest wounds. 4.5-inch knife, a single stab wound was found. We may as well ask him about that. Okay, no. Right, fine. Okay, let's move. No. Examine. And slide. And slide. And do the drift. Continental drift. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belongs to the victim. Can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Check it out. Right, let's check it out. Phone's still on the radar screen. Radar? Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just you never know with people from your generation. Whatever. Let's check the phone out. Now to see who the owner of the phone's last called. Yourself, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Hey, that song, I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Beep. Ah. Oh, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It's on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky. It's my sister's? She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones? Oh, that... Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. She called me. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. Wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner? I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman! Cell phone added. Okay. Right, yeah. Did I get the outline of the victim's body? So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on her? You've got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. This looks like a note of some sort. 675 12 2 or 221 SL9. Look, something's written on it. Let's see. Okay, they assume S. I would have said 5, but hey. Well, so what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Put yourself for a deductive reason, deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, Mr. Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. The car with the body was found. The truck is busted. Luxury cards. Screams! I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. E-block. Okay. I love that it just gets stuck. Slide to the drift. So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister? That's correct, but there's a gold mine evidence against her. And the prospect of tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yes, Bambina? How can you say that? My sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and his sister that I don't know about? Apologies, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill wind? Someone's up to something here, but who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forging evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean. He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. Rumors are just rumors, aren't they? The prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you found one person. But they're off limits, untouchable, you might say. Person? Who? Hate to see this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Sky. My sister? Edgeworth couldn't wrestle all his cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets, some people load them with deals. What you're saying is Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma. Yeah? I know the song your phone plays when it rings. It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids. The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Cell phone. Dated report record. The detective is murdered and the suspect is at the top of the prosecutor of the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. To be continued. Saving content. Save your progress up to this point. Yes. Aha! Now we've made it to day 2. Excellent. So we've got further than we did before. Yeah, because we were only ever in the investigation. We never got to the trial. I mean, it's possible that because I wasn't doing as longer streams back then, but also Mixer had a tendency to should we say lose my content, so I may not have all of the streams from this game, but I've got most of them. Bad accents and all, and probably really bad microphone as well. Right, as we've just gotten to a safe point, I'm going to take a tea break. Be back in a few minutes. Talk amongst yourselves. Right, I'm back. February 23rd. Whoa, words. 934, District Court, lobby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of grey areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big grey area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. Sis? Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? Defense attorneys should never believe their clients. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Don't forget that. And Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. There is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. First trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. Be alone there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. "10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in the courtroom since this trial. It's Christmas Day. Roundabouts. Timeline-wise. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she'll now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution called his first witness, Ms. Angel Starr, to the stand. A cough-up queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? Caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before. Judge is really wolfing it down. Oh, no worries, Mr. Cornus. Have a good day. Sorry, I've just seen Jesse's message above yours. What? FPS Power Simulator? That makes me not want to play that game. What, shooting people in a, you know, chill sim game? Does that make sense? And for you, I have Fiesta Ball. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunch? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me, the name's Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I found myself running lunch on these days. Is that what you wanted, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Right, the fly. Go away, fly. Outside's that way. Prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Till 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? Ah, I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well, you may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here? The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. Sorry. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. And B block is for visitors and clients. The chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Parking lot plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are willing to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Wait, are they talking about me? Witness testimony. Witness's account. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garage car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointed tip of the knife into Detective Goodwin's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. Cross-examination. Objection! Okay. I'm not going to present, I just want to check what I've got. Okay, we're going to press on everything because we want sandwich boxes. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence without whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Stargazing personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well, you may continue, Mr. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. This boyfriend? He's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? Yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. Security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my family home detective intuition. Hold it! You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like, how would you say? Oh yeah. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the street. A greenhorn. Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack. Maybe the odour of an old cheese to match. In any case, in the lot I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. How convenient. What? My garage car, you mean? Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. The person you saw, are you sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, Rookie. Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk consequences of doubting me. I fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly place to lunch lady, my instincts are honed. Photograph? You took this. The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose there's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of the criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Opening a car boot. I mean, not incriminating, though the blood-splattered coat is. Well, this is most definitely the defendant. Crime photograph added to the court record. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye. She's wearing gloves, though. She said she cut herself. She's wearing gloves. Okay. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Okay, where's the knife? And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Skye stab the victim with a knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? And why is Miss Skye not holding a knife? Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection? This would be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yes, it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. Objection! And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stain on the chief prosecutor's coat? It's a black and white photo. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Could be oil as well. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, you can just sit there and take that kind of abuse. You got a better idea. No problem. Now that you mention it, I see no problem here, other than myself. Mr. Wright, you can't just let him walk over you. It's just sad. Feeling sad, Mr. Wright? Perhaps a bittersweet first love lunchbox is in order. Okay, let's try that again. Well, that was a waste of time. Let's continue with the testimony. Position back deeper. Okay. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise her knife to strike, no? The defense of the point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yeah. The next moment, the chief prosecutor wrote down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. We said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Mr. Starr's testimony is flawless. It's pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me feel calmer. Don't smile like that. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Is your knife, after all? Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg, I mean a person. Huh? Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Okay. Alright, I just need to go background to pressing on that photo. Present. Let me see a photo. Witness. Yes, okay. Objection! Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. Don't like it? Try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it though, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold and calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. I was a premeditated murder. Oi! Objection! Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well, those gloves. Surgical gloves, made of thin rubber most likely. Why would she have those on? She was handling evidence? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Okay. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offence. Witness added to your testimony. Murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves, the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. The only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. Got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound. Make it. Okay. We've got no prints. That doesn't help. .5-inch knife. Presents the knife. Objection! Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell boxed lunches for a living. You know, that's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. Okay. What was this case? A blood murder weapon in a red car. All belonging to the prosecutor. Defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Honey, a prosecutor's bad word, people. Defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me that gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? But also she was doing evidence transfer. If you're doing evidence transfer, you wear gloves. You don't want to put your fingerprints all over the evidence, just in case it's needed again. Surely. Surely. Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, don't forget the weapon. Yeah. Ugh. Order! 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 Great, now tide's turning in our favour. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. So fast. Right. I believe the next lunch we're eating is humble pie. Squeeze me, sorry. I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it's premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care that is the lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need proof, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now? Do you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him? It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. And thus lives the contradiction. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. You said that, but you haven't told us how you know. And that's what I'm about to tell you, Roki. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she was about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again. Roki, never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked. Something's half-baked here, alright? That's you. Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? Her actions speak for themselves. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. You have no proof that Miss Skye called her man. You have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There is no record of call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's phone. She might have written him in a letter. Come on, you could have tried public phone first at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office when he was murdered. Sure he had a reason to be there. Witness? Why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know. Look. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie, I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See, we agree there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Human machine? That's a contradiction. Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright? Note to self, Mr. Wright's size smelled like citrus fruit. You say again and again? How many times exactly did she stab him? We often say chop him to 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done? I think she's getting mad at me. Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people! Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know. Miss Starrs turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. Short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick would burn longer. Oh no, because the wick would literally burn out. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. There is a finite length of wick. Objection! You say she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing underneath our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. Huh? What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. So is this me and Edgeworth against Starr? Or is it me against Edgeworth? Because it feels like we're on the same side here right now. One stab wound. Ah, ha. You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness. You got the crime scene set right? Okay, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. And tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Testify. A red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. A red muffler? Yeah, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. She's right. The guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? Wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. A judge with a bib. Oh, that's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. Ah, okay, right, yeah, we read that, sorry. Okay, is there a... She's not wearing a scarf. In this. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? That can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. Me and Mr. Wedgworth prevails. Objection! Chopped liver! But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really? Well, now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. Saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. Or your sister stabs the victim. This testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her and explained her rights to him. Arrested her on the spot. Ah, yeah, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. You are quite determined about the scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bat like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. It wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a king kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. I think everyone is. Chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will. So where is this partition on the floor plans? Sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There's a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly caught, explained the rights, and arrested on. Say it quickly. Were you close to the subject? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. See on the floor plans just to be safe. The Lunchland car was? He was a visitor, thus parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here. Make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing. The cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed. Taking her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high. Phew, so how did Miss Sky not get away? Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? I mean, that's part of the car, right? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yeah, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Phone? She can't mean... That phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yeah, ultimately. My memory? It's like salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't seem Miss Star. Chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car. There's an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. And so she used a cell phone? Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? What happened to good testifying? You should of course add this to your testimony. Things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. On the cell phone, the word muffler was overheard. I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall but had to use the cell instead. Do you think you can restate your testimony for the court? Ha! I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. Chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. She picked up the emergency phone on the wall but was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. When a boulder grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? Chief prosecutor made escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. She made to escape. Can you be specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dull blood on a pate foie gras. She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. Strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? But, parking lot. That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries. She would get solved before finding more. The sky tried to run. Sorry my sister is so suspicious, Miss Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. Okay, so how would she see that if there was a bloody wall in the way? Have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Long Sky. As a former detective, that testimony isn't marred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be in my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Welcome back. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. Backside. Indeed, if you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. What? Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up blunt, she's coughing up lies. Objection! It's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie the witnesses told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. But we will get it wrong. She lied about what she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Sky using that emergency phone. It does seem hard to imagine how she could have. Very logical. What's the matter, Star? Cat got your lunchbox? Mr. Wright, I hate to bother while you're celebrating your victory. Why would Miss Star lie like that? Why would she say that my sister had tried to use the phone but failed? It doesn't make any sense. Why lie about something so insignificant? Dang, she's right. I mean, maybe she really did see her try and use the emergency phone. See no room for doubt here. You ordered the patooey on rice. That looks like melon. Patooey, I guess. It's the sound you make when you spit the melon seed. Mr. Wright, I thought you had something there. One more try. In your eyes, you haven't learned your lesson. Tell us exactly what lie the witnesses told this court. Order events. Lied about the order of events. This guy used that emergency phone before the murder. I see, I hadn't thought of that. That took the wind out of her sails. Mr. Wright, why would anyone use the emergency phone before the murder? Just when you think you can't sink any lower, he amazes us. I applaud you, Mr. Wright. You ordered the orange peel lunchbox, right? Guess that teaches me to not get excited before the evidence. One more try. Seeing your lies, you haven't learned your lesson, have you? That's exactly what lie the witness told the court. Okay, the witness lied about where she saw it. It was out of order. What's significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Starr using the emergency phone, it would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. I mean, how did she take the bloody photo? Someone else took the photo? Thinks somebody set up this guy. Different location. Different location? That's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard up to now points in one direction. The place from Miss Starr witnessed the crime was here. In the security room. It's the only place where she could have been. Security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honour. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime, in the back of the partition, is here. Remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of man? Think that tables could be turned. Today a man has gotten the better of Angel Starr. Order! 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 Witness! What have you done? Used to be a detective, you should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. Guilty? Is she talking about Miss Skye? Oh, Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It's the defendant who stabbed the victim. Truth still stands. Still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what would it change? Distance. Changes the distance between her and the crime scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. Don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. And Star, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness? You... Yes. You ordered the squid wheels, right? Quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. But... And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Ah. So she could have taken the photo. And that's why I had to go through the visitors park and B block. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. It was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point. The spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that have pasta into knots, rookie. 5 minute blank? Isn't that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act that way. It's inconceivable. Yeah. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Fortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, the court is adjourned. Hold it. Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, you got the squid wheels. Why don't you try to force stuff on me? First, not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask you, Miss Starr. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Whoa, a triple-decker. Out of defense of the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the lunchline motto says, you won't be disappointed. Is she going to pull out the lunchbox this time? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. Now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 taps of blood were found on their shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood tap matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it as flawless, decisive evidence. There was blood found on that shoe. Try lunchtime for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? It could be tampered with. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty solemn. You could at least study some evidence law, really. But there's like a chain of custody thing. Prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that I am properly judged. Sorry. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Victim's shoe. A tacky shoe. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine your witness. My neck hurts. Should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, 5-minute blank means nothing. Why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. I'm dealing with the most untrustworthy of the foul lot known as the prosecutor. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This, when the suspect is admitting she did it. False testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Ow. Let's just get this over with. Now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? Jesse's online, and then you find the shoe at the scene of the crime? I'd obtain the chief prosecutor and notify the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained pooch who stuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would try and erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe is my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. So you brought it here for the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analysed by a forensics expert. And she got away with a little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 taps of blood found on the shoe. I can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with the blood test. Claim to know something about blood tests, Rick? Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, I can't tell from a blood test whether the murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there. which means that we can more or less narrow down any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have got DNA test results, but they say there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Landscapes. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. Ties it direct to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. Flawless, decisive. Can't let this evidence go through without a fight. Ooh, yuck. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hard, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. That's right. Do you or don't you have a problem with the shoe? Problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? There's a problem. I'm not imagining things. I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. Clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes? You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. No, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to show the bottom of the shoe. What with this evidence is here? Oh. Okay. Okay, 2 on the soul. Okay. Right. Look, it's the blood on the bottom. Ah, okay. I had to examine the shoe first to get that to work. That's annoying. I wonder if you notice there's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, Roki. There'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite blood on the bottom of the shoe. Makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What else could be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? The bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. It contradicts your claim about the shoe. It only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. No. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order! 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 Well, witness. Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. Then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked her hand aside. Leopard won't row. I thought that was a strange thing for normally called chiefs to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, huh? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, is the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. I mean, those things were heavy. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha, you don't mean? Yes, the suspect knocked over that old drum for one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. What? Ties things up quite nicely. Bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie quite clearly to this murder. After the deed was done, she knocked over the old drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's speciality, erasing evidence. That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's why my sister's blood got on the shoe. Well, it's only a reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please. What? What can I do? She was... She's just confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honour? Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Hold it! Little girl, what did you just say? Me? Did you just say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yes, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well? I thought you had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the Carford Queen? Look at this. Photograph. I had it just in case anyone had the gold to suggest. but the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait, look at the asphalt in the photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. But also, look at something else. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind, immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. Sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems that's what your sister wanted anyway. Come on, there's still something in the photo. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. I mean, even with water, there should still be blood you could use, the spray stuff. Get yourself off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Objection! Your Honor, please wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't, and it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. The muffler! The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of this car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photo. A muffler is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. Pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Objection! It has everything. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has in his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ah, yeah. When is stream? Because I have stuff this evening. Might be around for a little bit. But probably not. Because I have plans. Ugh. Could it be that the muffler you had mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh, what? What? Well, it seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering what that piece about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, do we do a disservice to the law? Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Phew, that was close. But we made it, at least for now. This court will adjourn for 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all. Still hungry? I mean, I can understand that. To be continued. Oh, that's perfect. In which case, we will take this opportunity to save. Okay, trial former, trial latter. Perfect. We'll take this opportunity to save and end the stream here. Okay, it's like 5 minutes early, but that does not seem much point in carrying on. And then, yeah, so we've still got a chunk. So what the plan is to basically finish this off next week. We've got 2 streams. So we'll be playing this. That's the plan. So we will end this session here. Court is in session. Court is no longer in session. Recess! Objection! Take that! Yeah. And I'm gonna end here. So yeah. Thank you for being here. All the hosts and stuff. And new follows. So yeah. So Tuesday, Thursday we have streams, and then I have the weekend off. So Tuesday, Thursday this week, this next week, we will continue with this game. As I imagine that it may take 2 more sessions to finish. We'll see. At least that's the plan, because I figured this one was going to be long. I was kind of hoping we made a good chunk today. I was kind of hoping we'd get a little bit further, but that's okay. That is okay. We will just finish here. I have been Jo, otherwise known as Angel SK, and I will see you on Tuesday, hopefully, 8 PM UK time, which is, if you are trying to figure that out, that would be in 2 hours time is 8 PM, so 2 hours time on Tuesday and on Thursday. I'll catch you later. Bye.